Welcome back, Love Stylers. I'm Misty. Today we're going to be talking about my 1-year journey on carnivore, or my carniversary as they like to call it. So it's been a year since I've been on the carnivore diet. I'm going to tell you today the good and the bad, which equals the healthy. It's mostly good. This whole channel is based mostly on carnivore right now, and how I lost 55 pounds in 8 sizes between the keto and the carnivore diet in the past couple of years. So if you've been following me for a little bit, you know that I started on keto a few years ago. I implement intermittent fasting every day. I do not snack. I have fasted in between for 5 straight months, where I would refeed every couple days. And that has led me now to carnivore, in case I wasn't clear. And I also want to add that I am not a doctor. This is just my journey, my experience from keto to carnivore, fasting in between. So, why should you listen to me? It's like, Misty, you're still chubby. I am still chubby. I don't mind taking you along my journey, and we can do this together. You may be chubby. You may have things you want to heal. The carnivore diet is the ultimate healing diet. If you want to get off your meds, if you want to lose some cellulite and some fat and improve your mental focus, things like this, then the carnivore diet might be just what you've been looking for all these years. And I also do talk a lot on this channel about the keto diet. So I'm going to start with the good, of course. I have about 10 reasons to do the carnivore diet. If you tried some other diets and things have slowed down for you, or you're not having the success that you wanted, this is what happened to me. 3.5 years ago, I started dieting. I gave up alcohol because I found I could not lose weight while drinking booze, wine, and beer. So that was the beginning of my journey, where I decided to go balls to the wall and go on the keto diet. The keto diet worked very well for me, and I was on that for 2.5 years. The last year now has been carnivore. Now, I am not 100% carnivore. I am a 90% carnivore, 10% mostly keto foods, and once in a while a treat, a real sugar treat here and there. So this can be done. You do not have to be a perfect human being to do the carnivore diet and be your best version. I want to clear the air now about the carnivore diet. You are a normal human being. You're going to be invited to birthday parties where there's birthday cake and other non-carnivore foods there, and you are going to cheat eventually. It's okay. I call it allowing. It is a meat-based lifestyle. You can have dairy and you can have eggs also. My number one, probably my favorite reason to do the carnivore diet, 90%, is the loss of inflammation. You don't know you have inflammation. I am telling you, this is what happened to me. I still can't believe it on a daily basis. I did not know I was inflamed in my body. Inflammation is feeling bloated, and it's being swollen, and it can permeate through your body. Inflammation is like one of the number one causes of disease. So you don't know you're inflamed sometimes, year after year, eating the standard American diet. You may not even realize it, like I did not. I was fully inflamed for years and years. I look back at pictures and you can see it on my face and in my body. So the loss of inflammation that you will feel when you eliminate most of the toxic stuff from your diet and you try the carnivore diet, at least 90% or whatever percent you're comfortable with, you will notice the loss of inflammation is so severe. You never knew you had inflammation till it's gone. It just feels so much cleaner, so much more healthy inside your body. And it shows on the outside as well. My second favorite thing while on a carnivore diet for this past year, improving my health day by day, is I don't have to take medication anymore. So many carnivores are off their meds. Please do your research. Watch other channels. Carnivore Yogi is great. Stephanie Keto Person is great. I like Carnivorous Beast. He is my new favorite. What's up, Beast? And these are some other channels that I recommend watching to do more research. Before you start this, you may want to do some research. But being off your meds, I mean, who wants to take medication? Nobody wants to take medication. It's chemicals, it's unnatural, and now it's coming out that it may be harming your liver and your kidneys worse than the disease itself you may be trying to heal. I had high blood pressure. When I went on keto, I still had a little bit of high blood pressure. I eventually moved on to carnivore, and now I'm off my meds. You can get off your meds. People are doing it left and right. Do your research if you don't believe me. And you won't have to take medication if you do this right. For most people, there are exceptions to this rule, of course. That leads me to my third favorite thing while on carnivore the past year is hair, skin, nails, and teeth. My teeth are actually improving. When I go to the dentist, they look at me strange. They're used to, checking you out, checking your teeth out, and they're getting worse every year as you get older. Your teeth improve. Do some more research, you'll find out I'm not the only one. Your teeth even get whiter. I've been drinking a lot of coffee. I don't know if they've actually gotten whiter in the last few months. I got to work on that. You can use coconut oil for that and do some oil pulling, and that works great. But carnivore does it on its own. You're eating a lot of meat. You're eating eggs, nutrient-dense foods. And you have your dairy also is nutrient-dense if you keep it in the box. And this will help your hair as well for most carnivores. The carnivore diet is so rich in protein. You're eating a lot of protein. It has the nutrients your body needs, your skin needs, your hair needs. And for some of us women, we like to have nice nails. And my nails are growing so fast, it's actually hard to keep up with them because I'm drinking the bone broth, which I recommend making your own bone broth with some chicken wing bones. I recommend drinking some bone broth. Homemade is best to keep the collagen up in our diets. All of these things help with your hair, skin, and nails. My skin is much better than it used to be. Skin was a big problem for me. I had a lot of eczema. I have just a little bit left here and there. But for the most part, carnivore has helped my skin tremendously. It looks tighter. It has more color. You start to look younger. Check out my video here for aging in reverse on carnivore. Skin health is one of my favorite things about this diet. And if you look at a carnivore, they usually have some glowing in their skin and it's radiating from the inside out because they're so healthy. My fourth favorite thing, being on carnivore 90% for the last year, is cravings start to go away. Now, this took a little time for me, and I'm not completely off of having some cravings once in a while for some dark chocolate. And there's a little sweetness in there, and occasionally a keto dessert is a fun thing. I think it's more in my mind than anything, just because I miss some snacky foods, because I'm not snacking while on carnivore. If you do intermittent fasting, you don't snack between meals. We'll get to that later. So cravings, they will subside. Cravings even for alcohol. A lot of people find they really don't want that anymore. That's just an added bonus. I say stay away from the booze while you're dieting in general, but especially on carnivore or keto. But the cravings for sugar, it's something you're like, oh, I'm never going to be able to say no to those donuts at work. You can and you will. The longer you're on carnivore, the less you want sugar. I think it's taken me a little longer than some people, and that remains to be seen. But the cravings eventually subside, especially for the junk foods. Number 5, favorite thing while on Carnivore 90% for the last year is my focus, my mental focus. You know, this coincides with being in ketosis. So I'm going to call this ketosis focus. It almost rhymes, but not quite. You're in ketosis a lot of the times when you're on an elimination diet such as this, eating clean foods, eating nutrient-dense foods, and your mental focus is off the chain. I am telling you, I am journaling. I am reading books now, things I haven't done in years. I was too lazy or I just couldn't focus on it. Writing songs left and right. Things are coming to my mind. I'm getting them down on paper. You know, you may get back into your art when you start to focus in on what you really enjoy. It's so strange how food can actually make a difference this way. I find it very, very exciting. How many more things are going to improve in my life? It's only been a year, and I'm going to keep going. Check on me in a couple more years. Stay with me if you want to do this carnivore diet journey with me and be your best version. But the mental focus, some people call it being in the zone for athletes. I've heard that. Being in the flow state. Now, I feel like I'm in the flow state right now. I can tell by the way this video is coming along that I'm not having to overthink things. It just comes in your mind and you're able to express it. But being in the flow state really helps out for concentrating on doing a better job at work. If you work a 9 to 5 like I do, you know, I'm just a regular 9 to 5er, you know, working for the man still, trying to pursue my music and art on the side. Please comment, by the way, if you want to know particular things about the carnivore diet. I have a wealth of information I'm dying to share with you. Don't be shy. I will answer you. This is still a small channel and we have time. And I would love to engage with you. Let me know how long you've been doing carnivore. Let me know what you have found to be working or not working, and we'll open up the discussion. Also, check me out on Instagram. Number 6 of my favorite things while on carnivore for the last year is fat loss. It's like, Misty, it's about time you get to the meat of the discussion. No pun intended. I did wear my shirt because I'm a carnivore. And I have Peg Bundy pants on to match. And my hair looks like Peg Bundy. Whatever. Anyway, fat loss. Let's be honest, people. This is kind of the thing that brought us here. Now, some of us are smart enough to want to heal first. Get off our meds, get rid of some disease we may have or some health problem and some autoimmune issues. This is a huge helper for autoimmune issues and even allergies and stuff like that. Besides being a healing diet, which if you heal from the inside first, then the weight comes off if you stick with it. Now, this is something I believe wholeheartedly. That's what led me to carnivore from keto. I was having reactions to all the vegetables that are required on keto. So I said, let's just bump it up and do a more extreme diet. And I've been happy. I feel great. So back to the fat loss. Fat loss. I hope it's noticeable. It can be tricky if you use a scale while you're doing carnivore. I say don't use a scale when you're on the carnivore diet. I know that sounds so strange, Misty. Why would I put the scale away if I'm losing weight? It's tricky because you will lose size and hold on to your muscle more efficiently when you eat on a meat-based lifestyle as this is. So the scale can be tricky if you have something you shouldn't have. It may add more weight on the scale. Use pictures. I guess you can use a tape measure. I say the numbers may trip you up if you're anything like me, but do what you're going to do. But fat loss is the main reason a lot of people want to try this. Some people will gain a little bit of weight when they're adjusting during the adaptation period, but fat loss is the reason a lot of us come to this, so we can get rid of our problems, so we can start to enjoy our life again and start to maybe get our old body back. And cellulite, that's hard to say, cellulite reduction is much more improved than any diet I've tried so far. I haven't done too much dieting in my life, but on keto, I will tell you the cellulite stuck around a lot longer. I'm watching the cellulite disappear from my body. Now I have cellulite in many places. I have it on my arms. You may notice it now and in my videos. I even have cellulite on my ankles. So cellulite reduction for me personally is one of the big ones. I wanted to mention it today because, ladies, cellulite is our biggest problem when it comes to being chubby and you got the extra cellulite. Even thin girls have problems with cellulite. And this is the diet for you. At least give it a shot for a short time. Again, there's an adaptation phase at the beginning, but if you stick with it, you will watch your cellulite disappear. Number 7 of my favorite things on the carnivore diet in the last year is exercise. Well, what about it, Misty? That's not a favorite thing. No one likes exercise. Maybe some people do. You need way less of it. This, I will fight to the death if anyone disagrees with me on this. Now, it's always recommended to be healthy that you exercise. A few days a week, every day, at least walk. All these things, take the stairs. We've heard it for years and it's true. But exercise is not as vital, I have found, for fat loss on the carnivore diet. I have been in gyms for years. I have been fat and exercised. And I'm telling you, things might have moved a little bit in the right direction, but I never quite got there. If you do the carnivore diet, a lot of people, when they first start, don't even exercise for months and months and months. Now, I am not recommending that. I am recommending that you consider the fact that it's not the basis of weight loss on this diet. It is the nutrition first. What I'm trying to say here about exercise, even though it's great for all of us, if you want to shed some fat at the beginning, you may not have to exercise quite as rigorously as you may have in the past. It's not quite as imperative for weight loss while you're eating a meat-based lifestyle. So, you should love to hear this. I was happy to hear this. I still included exercise, but I wasn't beating myself up if I wasn't killing it in the gym like I had been years before on a keto diet especially, and on a regular standard American diet. It seemed like nothing ever changed for me enough to even notice. So, exercise, you will recover faster. This is one thing I do want to mention when you do exercise, but you do not have to kill yourself in the gym. Now, you may want to do a little more than just some light walking and things like that. A good place to start would be some strength training with some lighter weights until you adapt. You don't want to get dizzy because your electrolytes can be funny at the beginning of this, which I'll touch on in a minute. But exercise becomes a whole different ball of wax when you're on carnivore. It doesn't make or break your health. Which leads me to number 8, energy levels. Energy levels. I stay pretty much stable with my energy during the day. Now, when I used to eat keto and even the standard American diet, this was not the case. And this is one of those things like the inflammation that I talked about earlier. You don't know until you know. You may not even realize that during your work day or your day with the kids or a regular weekend, that your energy levels will peak and then shoot right down, and then peak and shoot right down. If you are eating the standard American diet, this is definitely a thing. Even on keto, it was a thing for me. I would get exhausted, and I don't find that happening on carnivore. My energy levels stay stable. And if you want to be on top of your game, you may want to try carnivore. Number 9, sex drive, the taboo topic that nobody talks about. Yes, I'm going to talk about this. It's a little embarrassing if my face gets a little pink. I'm going to keep on going and just power through it because I'm a strong carnivore. And things don't bother us that much anymore. Men don't usually have a problem, I'm going to make a bold statement here, with sex drive. They have a lot more testosterone, I believe, in their body. And women, we have it tough. We have our monthly cycle, and we have other things going on with emotions and different hormone levels that can change quite dramatically, especially over 40. I want to say something right now, and this is going to be a bold statement, like I said. Women like sex too. We do. And if you're eating the standard American diet, you may have forgotten how much you like it. And when you start to eat healthier, whether you're on keto and you move over to fasting or carnivore, you will find, if you're anything like me, that your sex drive goes through the roof. You're back feeling the way you did in your 20s before you damaged your body year after year, and your sex drive comes back. I'm going to leave it at that because you don't want any more details, I'm sure. And my face is probably pink. So this brings me to number 10, favorite thing while being on carnivore for a year, is my mood. My mood is great most of the time. I can't say all of the time again. Women, especially over 40, I'm 48, we have a lot of mood swings. That's due to hormones and different things going on. But compared to before, I'm in a great mood most of the time. But my mood is stable. Peace of mind. I feel calm. I used to get annoyed at things people would say, usually at work, might be your boss or someone you work with. And it just used to irritate me, and I would feel my heart starting to race, and I'd get mad, and I might snap back at them. And, I'm not as defensive as I used to be. And again, I'm not 100% clear on this. I am still a female, but my mood is stable most of the time. And all of these other 9 things that I have talked about today about the carnivore diet and improving your life leads up to this one last thing. You're like a different person. Your mood is really so stable that you don't let things bother you quite as much as it used to. And I love this. I do want to mention some challenges to be fair. So some challenges on the carnivore diet. Some people might look from the outside and say, seems like there's a lot of challenges. Like, how do you eat like that? Well, you get used to it. So the adaptation period, you may find you have digestive changes, and you might have to pay very close attention to what is making that happen. Sometimes your electrolytes can be a bit off during the first, let's say, month to average it out. And you want to make sure you include pink salt in your life. This has all of the electrolytes that are the most vital to the body. You want to not be afraid to salt your food. You're expelling a lot of water weights, which means you're expelling a lot of water. You don't want to get dehydrated during this period. Please do some more research. I don't have a lot of particular facts, but I can tell you pink salt helps quite a bit during the adaptation period. One of my other challenges was, is this a moral issue? It's like, Misty, what do you mean a moral issue? Our ancestors ate meat. What's there to be moral or immoral about? Your health should be first on your list. But there are humanely raised animals and animal products everywhere now. You're going to pay a little more. So if you can accept that, buy the free-range chickens and the grass-fed beef. You can get humanely raised products and still stay on this diet. They have them now, the eggs, they have the meats, they have all natural pork if you can't find the real clean pork. And this is what we do here at Love Style to help us on our journey. Of my challenges while on carnivore for a year, cheating. I like to call it allowing. Please don't beat yourself up about this and allow it. But I do have a recommendation. Cheat with one food, meaning if you're on vacation, it's your birthday, you're going out for hamburgers, and you want fries because it's your birthday, have some fries, but don't have the bun on the hamburger and the fries and a shake. You get my meaning here. Don't go overboard when you allow a cheat, because this will frack you up for days. If you're doing carnivore and you're on your journey, doing a good job, you don't want to go off the rails too far. If you're going to cheat, have one food that is officially not on your plan and leave it at that and go right back on to being on track after that. Do not over cheat. One of the challenges on carnivore, the variety of foods you do not have any longer. You have meats, you have eggs, and you have dairy. So you have to get very creative. You have to try different cheeses if you're anything like me. Right now I'm doing the gorgonzola cheese on top of my hamburger or steak, which is really making things fancy. And you have less options with food. Let's be honest, there's not a lot of things you can have compared to other diets. If you try this and you end up feeling like a rock star, you may not even miss those other foods. You've been eating these other foods all of your life. You don't think you've eaten enough of that? I bet you have. And enough booze? You think you drank enough yet? I know I did, so I had to give that up. And I just like to throw that in every once in a while to get you thinking about the alcohol as well. So I wanted to celebrate with you today. Please comment any questions you may have about the carnivore diet. If you're thinking of starting it, even if you have keto questions, I know a lot about that too. A lot of things I did wrong in the keto diet that I wish I had known ahead of time. Please hit me up in the comments. I will answer you. Anything you may want to talk about. And we want to thank you for listening to our music. We are Black Eyed Soul. Our new album is coming out next week. We want to thank you for tuning in to Love Style on my 1-year carniversary. Give the carnivore diet a try. Please heal all of the things you have going on. If you have things, lose the cellulite and the fats and feel amazing. And we'll see you next time on Love Style. Peace out.